Many people believe it's hard to get black people together to do something positive, but a lot of folks believe you can get black people together to do something negative, like going to the club, or to go buy Jordans, booty clapping sounds, and of course, criminal activities. Now, this isn't always true, but there is some truth to it. But one thing I will tell you that works here in Repat YouTube is black people can come together to definitely scam. Not only African Americans, we got our homeboys from Jamaica. Yaman, Bamba Nut. I don't want to say the real word because it might be, like I said, offensive. But yes, we have the shower posse of Jamaican scammers in Africa. It's not just African Americans. We got the Caribbeans in on it too. And we want to expose to you the shower posse scammers from Jamaica. Number one is this very nice guy by the name of Bomani Tyehimba.
Email, it has a scanned copy of all the legal paperwork, so they'll be able to just look that over. So I try to make sure that we have all kind of information available for people to look over. And what I'm doing is taking a practical lead on this project, because this is what I've been traveling to Ghana for the last 12 years, trying to find people with land and trying to get this to work out. So now that I found something that works out perfect, and I've had all my people go there and look it over, I'm leading by example, and I'm giving full accountability. So you know, my address, my information is all of these details. That way people, you know, can know that someone is got their back and no one is trying to run off and scam on them.
Now, you guys may have heard of him on YouTube for very, very long, and he seems like a very, very nice guy. But I beg to differ on that. Let's look into his profile to see if he's a guy that you should ever invest with. I won't even get into all of the receipts, all of the emails, all of the documents, because for now, I'm gonna save that for a little later. But I have a lot. And he does offer tours. He's a Jamaican American. He takes people to Africa, and he offers investments. Now, if you want to do a tour with Bomani, I can't really comment on if the tours are bad or not. I've actually heard pretty decent things. So doing tours into Africa, that might be something that he is good with. But investments in Africa, that is something that you probably should not go through. That means buying any land through Bomani, any real estate or anything like that, okay? Just imagine, would you go to a travel agency to buy real estate in America? No, you wouldn't do that, okay? So anybody offering tours, investments, and repatriation, in my honest opinion, there is no way that they can do all of those things successfully. And indeed, Bomani does not, okay? Now, if anybody heard about the Fianca project in 2013, 2014, he was associated with that. And you had 2 African Americans that were killed in the project. Now, he wasn't the lead from what I understand, but he was associated with marketing that. Then there was the Garvey project, okay? And he was promoting this on the website, okay? I remember he was using a lot of energy talking about Garvey Town and all of that. Well, we're gonna use his own voice and narrative to talk about how Garvey Town failed.
The problem that we have or had with Garvey Town is what I'm gonna bring Richard in. It's an illegal situation to where we wanna make sure that we as the individual have complete legal ownership of the land that we're getting under our 99-year lease. And also to be able to be a part of a company itself that's registered there in Ghana.
Now, if you don't believe me, search for Uhuru has an interview called Garvey Town, an opportunity for Black Americans to own land in Ghana with Bomani Tyehimba. That is right. He was going to YouTube channel to promote Garvey Town, and then he turns around, as you've seen that video, and that project failed. How do we know it failed? Garvey Town is dead. 2004 to 2020, 16 years of failure, RIP, suicide from disorganization and fraud. Now, most people never want to take any ownership for anything that they do. And Bomani is no different. There's no accountability. He's gonna blame somebody else. It was somebody else. It was not his fault. So let's say that he was not a scammer. He has a history of projects not working out, okay? And then if you're a person and you send Bomani money, you have a good possibility, a very great possibility that Bomani is going to lose the money. All right, I'm gonna link the interview for the Search for Uhuru. You can watch him bigging up Garvey Town, why you can invest, and then he turns around and says that 16 years of failure, RIP, suicide from disorganization and fraud. Again, a person who does tours, a person who does investments and repatriation, there is no way a person can do that successfully. That's like going to a company that sells real estate in America and a company that also has real estate and also does rentals. There is no way a company can do that, especially Bomani's company can't be that big. He must be the main guy handling the majority of this stuff. I won't talk about his unprofessionalism or any of those other things for this sake of the video. Just understand that if you're gonna invest, this is not a person, in my honest opinion, that you would risk your money with, because he has a history of having projects and not delivering, and then ultimately blaming somebody else. Next up, we have the Exodus house, a lady by the name of Renee. She's been living in Tanzania. Now, this is different because Bomani lives in the States, in Atlanta, I believe, but he's always touring places in Africa. This lady is from the East Coast, I believe New Jersey someplace, but she also moved to Tanzania. So she is out there with the FBA real estate land scammers doing a different type of scam. She's selling that CMOS.
We are looking for CMOS entrepreneurs because I've identified where we fit in the supply chain.
The next person we have is Renae X. This is a Jamaican American that is involved in a CMOS situation, okay? For those of you guys who know, Renee is selling CMOS in Tanzania. Before she did that, she had like a bread and breakfast type of spot called the Exodus house. And of course, with the Exodus house, a lot of people were coming in and staying with her. And she came in with other people like Mark Meets Africa, and they were, heading over to the continent. Well, the problem is that Renee really came after African Americans when she said this.
The description of this video is pretty much what it says. Like, I'm just completely disgusted and discouraged beyond all belief of doing business with African American people. I am so tired of being abused, and I'm tired of not saying anything because they believe that I'm on YouTube, so I don't want to destroy my business, and but I am so beyond hurt of the things that has been happening to me from dealing with African American people, and I am so tired of pretending that y'all are the nicest, bestest people on the planet.
So all of a sudden, Black Americans are doing X, Y, and Z, and she can't take them. They're the most disrespectful. But you have Renae X, who is scamming people out of CMOS, okay? So people are investing in her CMOS company. She took the money to do something else with it, all right? Now, there is a guy, the African Jumbie, a guy who supports T3andMe. He mentioned this about Renae X and how people were being scammed by her.
Somebody reached out to me when I first went to Tanzania, and they talk about this lady with the CMOS business. She reached out to me asking me for help because she sent thousands of dollars to that woman, and she claimed that she was scammed. She was asking me for advice, how to get involved with the Tanzanian police. She was going to come to Tanzania or whatever, yeah? I said, I don't know anything. I don't know these people.
Again, here is another person, a Jamaican American, in my honest opinion, who has, some level of chagrin towards the African American community or FBA, but she can't be accountable that she is scamming her own people. Again, this is a person who came to Tanzania as a single mother, struggling, didn't have a way to make income. And whatever you do to try to get in business with her, she's not going to be legit. You are definitely going to lose your money. There is no way she understands the sea moss business. I'm pretty sure if she's in Tanzania or anybody's in Tanzania, they understand that business much better than she does. So if you send your money over to her, she's not going to be accountable for it because Renae X most likely is poor. And this is what happens with a lot of scammers. Most scammers are poor, all right? They don't have money. They've never had money. They never will have money, all right? So when you send them money, they can automatically be unaccountable for it. And they can go missing. They can hide out. I mean, look at Mark Meets Africa. We call him M&M's. Mark and Merge Scams Incorporated. He's blaming everybody but himself. And he's not going to come out of hiding. And the moment that you send your money to any of these guys, they are going to be gone, all right? They are going to be gone. Damn. Renee is really serious about that CMOS life, right? If you guys want to invest and lose your money, I think she's the perfect person that you can go with. The next guy is a Jamaican by way of London. Now, that's interesting, right? We got scammers coming from everywhere. The States, we got Atlanta by way of Jamaica. Then we have Jamaica by way of New York. Now we got Jamaica by way of a British accent. Now, this guy has a channel called Life with Kings or Life with the Kings. And he is a Hebrew Israelite, him and his lovely wife. Let's get into their profile. The next group of scammers are from the UK by way of Jamaica, and they are called the Kings. And they had a show called Life with the Kings. Now, unlike the first two culprits who are American-based, these guys are Israelite-based. And of course, you're seeing more of these religious-based scammers coming onto the platform. Anybody that is pushing Hebrew or Israelite agendas and moving back to Africa, I would be very, very cautious of that. I don't want to throw everybody into the bus, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And these guys are no different. They come off with a whole bunch of religious superiority or their stuff doesn't stink. And when you watch them, you'll see stuff like this.
Your knowledge and your understanding of all truth. We thank you for your grace and your mercy, for the forgiveness that you show us each and every moment of the day, Father.
And you'll see stuff like this.
With Amos 3. So let's get straight into it. Hear this word that the Most High have spoken against you, O children of Jacob, against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Stop the cap.
You'll see topics on their page. Search me, prayer warrior, fear of missing out, idolatry, adultery, surrender, Amos chapter 5 and 6. So now we're putting a whole bunch of religion into everything that we do. And so when you watch them and they're talking about their family vlog, they're talking about what they're doing, their home and land, they sold all their home and land. But what they didn't tell you was they stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from people in the community. I'm going to leave in my description interviews of people that they have scammed from Kiki, loves Nigeria. You can watch it, but again, this is what they try to do. When people are untalented, they want to mix in faith with lifestyle, and that's exactly what they do. Look at their banner, faith, lifestyle, adventures. What's the adventure? The adventure is scamming you. And what do they want to always say? Look at it. We are a loving family who puts the Most High over everything, except for scamming, right? Scamming is everything, and then the Most High. I don't call these people the Most High or anybody associated with them. They're the Most Lie Crips, all right? These Israelite guys who are scamming are not real Israelites. They are the most lie Crips. And again, this is no offense to Israelites who are not scamming people, who are actually doing true things in the community, whether you're in America or abroad. But these guys are coming underneath the Hebrew Israelite sort of doctrine. Okay? Returning back to Africa, getting out of Babylon, using a whole bunch of religious content, looking like a strong family, a family that is perfect, a family that, doesn't make so many mistakes. And then what they're doing is using people. They're selling land. If you are people that are religious, why are you selling land? You shouldn't sell land, okay? Look at this. Off grid in Ghana. You have all these things. They're selling Yahuda Village off grid. You're going to get, none of these things are going to happen. Farm for sale is one of them, okay? They're trying to sell stuff. Why? I can tell you why. They don't post enough content to make enough money doing this as a YouTuber. Being a YouTuber is actually a hard job. So what they do is when they come online, they got to get people that will buy so that they can scam. All right. This is what they want to do. So once you decide to deal with them, then you're going to lose out. And losing out, you will a whole lot. Again, this is weaving and sandling type content. You're going to be very broke and dusty, giving your money to the most lie Crips. And as you know, people have never seen the money. We don't know where the money went. We don't know where it's at, but we do know allegedly he has a new house and he's back in London living it up, and he doesn't post anymore at all. And he's trying to give these religious teachings, and after he stole y'all money, that's very interesting. Now, let me just say this. As African Americans who dominate the repatch space around the world, we love our brothers and our sisters, no matter who they are. But we also have to give an account that this is, for as far as this repatch space is in the diaspora, dominated by FBAs. We have to also understand that not only are other FBAs or African Americans predatory, but some people who are not necessarily in our community predatory. Okay? We have to understand and look at that people through the history understand that African Americans are very accepting. We will spend money and support people. And all of these individuals who are getting this support could not do this within their own community. Bomani would never try this in Jamaica. Either number one, there isn't enough demand for this, or maybe they feel like he would be dealt with seriously. Same thing with Renee. She talks about Jamaica. She loves it so much. There's a reason why she isn't there. Life with the Kings. He came to Ghana and didn't go back to Jamaica, where he most likely has some connections. You want to know why? Because the diaspora is in Ghana, and that is where the money is. So we also have to be careful too. This does not mean that other communities do not like us or are predatory with us and stuff like that. We also have to give an account of all of that. Take this into account, okay? I'm not trying to tell anybody to be predatory of another group, but understand that if you don't see their behaviors of supporting the Black community or the diaspora community online, that person is not really a Pan-African. That person is predatory. And that person is over there because they want the African-American dollar. Bomani does not do any business with Jamaicans. Bomani does almost 95% or 100% of his business with African-Americans. Okay? A lot of people target African-Americans because you will accept them. And then they take the money and then they scam your people and disrespect them. But they would never do that in Jamaica. Let that sink in. Make people, all people, give you value. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you one thing. Jamaicans will make you give them value before they accept you. Everybody but us does that. If they are not hashtag FBA and they want to sell you something that's a big product, the question is why? Same thing even with FBA, but you should be a little bit more scrutinizing someone. Why are they targeting African Americans? Why is a person doing that? We want to know. If the person is a Hebrew Israelite and they're from London or any other place, we know that most Hebrew Israelites are African American. Who are they targeting? Think about it. They're even sounding the Most High. They're talking all these, okay, well, we know there's probably not too many British Hebrew Israelites, so where did you get the doctrine from? They are also getting down with the program. And this is not to say Hebrew Israelites are scamming, but we know that some people under the guise of Hebrew Israelites are doing land scams. And if they are in Ghana, and if they're trying to preach religious things to you, understand that they're going to get your money and go back to London and then spend it with their community. Okay? You are a lick. Be aware of those things. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Shadu Jackson back at it again with another episode here of Fair Use. I'm out.